This is the Shotgun City Sheriff, the law himself, Clayton Clark.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. Kennedy, a.k.a. Mr. Anderson.
This is the Young Titan, Aaron Atlas.
Hey, this is Matt Brannigan.
This is the Warbound Hellhound Bo Sword.
This is your favorite drunken pro wrestler, a.k.a. the Bud Light Brawler, Dalton Davis.
This is Lizzie Six.
This is Jake Something.
And this is the jaw-jacking, back-cracking, God created all men equal, and then he made me the sequel, Rohit Raju, and you are listening to the Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast. Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast.
Spot Show Podcast. Hell yeah.
The Spot Show Podcast.
The Spot Show Podcast? Yeah, that's right, I stuttered. Shut up.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Spot Show Podcast. We're storm chasers now.
We're not chasing shit.
But it's chasing us.
Yes.
We're storm chasees.
Yes. They love to attack us.
Yeah, we are an independent wrestling podcast with a few pit stops along the way. I, of course, am one of your hosts, the Dr. Seuss of the commentary booth, Dickie Wabash. That man over there is the one-legged wonder, Michael Madrox. And we are coming to you live from the heart of the storm, or at least we will be. So for those of you that are familiar with the track record of MadBash, there have been 2 instances before this one, so 3 total, where storms have kind of screwed us over with content. The most recent one was just a couple of weeks ago, where a huge storm surge came through our town.
Supercell.
It was a supercell, that's what it was. And we lost power in the studio. We weren't able to record. It always happens on Tuesdays, which...
How ridiculous is the storm cell, though? It's the aftermath of a hurricane. Like, we're in Indiana. We should not be experiencing the aftermath of hurricanes.
You would think it would die down by now. But the point is, we're here recording. We got the window of the studio open. We are not open for weather to get in, but the blinds open, rather. We are looking out, and we are going to be seeing the storm rolling in if it happens. This is the Spot Show Podcast 2024 Storm Chaser Pizza Party, brought to you by the Spot Show Podcast.
They're a good sponsor right here.
Yeah, pretty much. So what we got going on here, we bought some pizza. You know, we're about a half hour from this recording of where the storm is supposed to be hitting us. But we'll see. We'll see, man. We're just kind of flying by the seat of our pants here. Don't really know what's going to happen. You know, that's the thing with weather. It's very unpredictable. Hell, this could be nothing.
It could be nothing, but at the same time, right before you picked me up, they just advanced the times. Because originally it was supposed to be from 3 to 5 p.m.
Yes.
Now it's at 5 p.m. and then it was supposed to go till fucking 9 p.m.
Yes.
Now it's currently setting at 5 p.m. until 3 a.m.
Cool.
We're in the line for some weird shit.
Let's go. I'm hunkered down. I'm here. Let's go. But before we continue talking about the possible storm that we will be getting, just want to let everybody know that this episode of the Spot Show Podcast is brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling and patreon.com/MadBash Studios. But you're going to hear a little bit more about them later. But you know how to not hear about them later. If you pay $5 over at patreon.com/MadBash Studios, you are going to get this show and all of our other shows completely ad-free and early, weather permitting, because we're going to see where this weather takes us, you know what I mean? But yeah, here's the thing. That's one of the best ways that you can support us, patreon.com/MadBash Studios. We've got a bunch of stuff over there. You'll hear about that in the podski section. There's other free ways that you can support us, though. You can go to the brand new and improved MadBashStudios.com. That is going to give you links to all of your favorite podcasting platforms. You can go there and give the Spot Show Podcast a 5-star written review. We very much appreciate that. Go to Facebook.com, give it a like. Go to the YouTube channel, give it a subscribe. Go to the Instagram account, give it a follow. All of that stuff.
Sorry there, I had a little coughski.
You were building up to say something, I think.
And then I just couldn't breathe.
And then you were just like... Anyway, this is how we do it here. So what's up?
Man, just waiting for these storms to pass. Hopefully we don't go without the power like we did last week or 2 weeks ago.
That's that's what I was talking about here, is that it's like, it was kind of a blessing in disguise, though, because we got that really cool podcast that we did with Ollie, Terry, and Benny at Elite. It was something different because we kind of had our hand forced because our recording schedule got very messed up by the weather, which I absolutely love. Hey, we got some plug skis for you guys here real quick, too. If you go right now to MadBashStudios.com, there is going to be a link to our newest podcast. Let's hear it for Enough of This, a wrestling reality show podcast. The first episode is up right now, where we give our review of the first episode of Tough Enough and have probably the most organically hilarious moment of any piece of content that we have ever put out. All I gotta say is that it's a crossover that nobody would expect. Shout out to Jason V for sending me an AI photo of this crossover
long before we even talked about it.
There you go. He's just got that sixth sense, man. He's got that sixth sense. He knows. What are we talking about? Go on over, subscribe to Enough of This, and you will find out more information about what had us rolling on the floor, because we synced up on it. It was one of the most organically hilarious moments that has ever happened on a piece of content that we have had. Again, episode 1 of Enough of This, but that's not all. We've got some dates here for you. July 19th, Envision Wrestling presents Fair and Square. We are going to be having a MadBash Wrestling Championship match. Is, of course, going to be your new favorite, Jay Silva, taking on Chris Cutler. You can find out more information of checking out Envision Wrestling on Facebook. But then that's not all. July 27th, we are going to be rolling into Odin, Indiana. Benny Bray is going to be challenging for the MadBash Wrestling Championship. Who's it going to be, Madrox? Is it going to be Jay Silva or is it going to be Chris Cutler? We do not know, but we will know July 27th whenever they roll in with Big Blue on their shoulder. More information, EliteProfessionalWrestling.com.
You think this whole meme war that's continuing to progress with Silva, is that just going to paint a bigger target on his back for Cutler to hurt him?
I mean, yeah. Probably.
At first, I'm just like, all right, this is cool, this is funny, this is cool, this is different. Now I'm just like, Silva, brother, you're poking the bear.
Here's the thing. He has gotten a hold of me on a couple of things that he's done, and he is just like, what do you think? What do you think? And I'm like, I don't think you should. And then he's like, well, I'm going to. And that's just the thing with this, with your new favorite menace, man. Jay Silva just has stopped really caring, but not in that way. Like, he cares, but it's just like, I got to kind of compliment him a little bit, though, because he's kind of playing some head games here.
He very much is.
Maybe getting into the mind of Chris Cutler. Who knows?
I'm just excited to what we're going to see next, because we still got a few weeks before that show.
Oh, we got just like a couple of weeks, actually, about a week and a half. Well, from the time that this goes live to the public, it's what, a week? Yeah, something like that. Let me check my calendar here. Yeah, from the day that this goes live, it'll be a week and a day. So hell yeah, you get to see Cutler versus Silva, and then the winner of that goes on to face Benny. So
either way, we're going to have a hell of a match at EPW.
We have more pressing matters to attend to right now, though, Madrox.
Do we? I see what's pulled up on the laptop.
We got some spreadsheets that need to be discussed.
I'm sorry the performance was not there for that movie, Dickie. I just couldn't handle it.
For what?
I was just fucking with you. Spreadsheets.
No.
Performance.
So, guys, I finally won one.
Dun, dun, dun.
For those of you that have been following, we have got the Spot Show Podcast Premium Live Event Draft. Pretty much what we've been doing. We drafted 10 people each. Their performance, based on their performance from WWE Premium live events and NXT live events, which is very important.
I just
we
want,
are going to get
go
points.
on the record here. And
Or
say,
you could have let me finish the
No.
description. Okay.
Fuck you, because this is pressing news.
Okay.
My friend Paul, I told him to book that pay-per-view to give you some points. To
I'm
give
sure.
you a little shred of hope.
So I don't need a shred of hope, brother. So the thing is, I have been told from the very beginning that my team was very bad. I've been told that I drafted a terrible team, and I'm kind of starting to agree with some people. Not that I think my team is bad. I just think circumstantially, it has not really majorly been in my favor.
No.
But
You're tag team champions, man. Like, what the fuck?
yeah, so I drafted Austin Theory and Grayson Waller when they were tag champions. Never got a single goddamn point from either one of them. And then they lose the tag titles on SmackDown. So now I have Austin Theory and Grayson Waller who are getting me nothing. So far, only 3 people from my team have gotten me no points. And so far for you, you've only had 2 people not give you points from your team. So we're getting ahead of ourselves, though, before we get down into the minutia of what everything is with this, really. So I walked away from Money in the Bank with 170 points. Michael Madrox walked away with 165 points. Hey, it doesn't matter if it's a foot or a mile. The point is I came in first, baby, and that's really all that matters.
You lucked out on that press conference.
Okay, so we determine points by we also get points for people who will appear on the post-show press conference, stuff like that. If it were not for the post-show, I would not have won.
No.
Because we were only a 5-point difference. So if it, like, for example, my press conference appearances were Solo, Sammy, Tiffany Stratton, and this is what won me it. There was a random appearance from LA Knight, leaving the arena, and if he had not popped up on that, it would have been a tie.
Blasphemy.
Yeah, you had Braun Breaker, CM Punk, and Tama Tonga on the post-show press conference. But yeah, so let's break it down point by point here. So my top performer, believe it or not, I have Tiffany Stratton. She won Money in the Bank, and that got me 15 points for her winning Money in the Bank.
Yes, because
she was gimmicked. She was not my top performer, though. My top performer was, in fact, Sami Zayn.
Well, it's a championship match, brother.
Yeah, he was on screen, a match, he won, it was a title match, and he successfully defended his title, and he appeared on the press conference. So I walked away with 45 points from Sami Zayn. So there you go, man.
2 pay-per-views in a row, too.
It is. And I think the thing with Sami Zayn is that, we were talking about this when we were on our way back to record, is that with a champion, if it's not a main event, you're pretty much guaranteed 40 points.
Yeah.
Because that's just going to be the basic average right there, is that on screen is 5 points, match is 10, win is 5, title match is 5, title win defense is 15, so that's 40. But then you get the press conference appearance, and then you get 5. But we figured out that the maximum amount of points that you can get on a person is 55. Because that's the most that you've gotten with... Because
you get the main event and
then
the press conference and all that shit.
Yeah,
as well.
You got that with Cody Rhodes, which I just realized. I post, and I have it scheduled right now. It'll be going up for those of you hearing it, hearing this the day it goes live. You'll be seeing the match graphic, or not match graphic, the points graphic going up. I think I forgot to put, and ultimately it doesn't really matter. Where the hell do you find your fucking scheduled posts on Facebook? Why is Facebook so hard?
I'm more cringing over here than the fact that you do not use Facebook in dark mode, brother.
I know I usually do. I use everything in dark mode, but for some reason Facebook I don't. I don't know why. So yeah, you had 2 top performers, but on the graphic I only put 1 top performer. Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes both got you 40 points.
Damn.
Yeah.
Cody wasn't even in the title match.
No, wait a minute. Oh shit. We got a typo. Oh my God, I didn't win by 5 points.
We tied?
No, I accidentally put that Cody Rhodes was in a title match. He wasn't. I
should have never said nothing.
I beat you by 20 points. Let's go.
I want somebody else to look at these stats.
No. Nope, that means I got to change this too. That means that Cody has only overall gotten you 30 in that category. Fuck yeah, man. So I'm going to need to be doing some editing here and figuring some stuff out because your point values are in fact wrong. And listen, it's my fault. It's my fault completely.
That just means that I get 2 draft picks.
That's absolutely not what that means.
That's what it means. You're fucking mummy.
No. Hey, for what it's worth, I fucked myself over. Do you remember the LA Knight thing?
Yeah, but I caught that.
Well, I caught this. So we're even.
It's different.
So we're even.
No.
Look, we are the definition of independent here, guys. We're just 2 guys trying to do what we do best. But, yeah, so let's break it down a little bit more here. Again, my top performer was Sami Zayn with 45 points. Your top performer was Damian Priest with 40. We also got, here's how my team broke down. Solo Sikoa with 35. Sami Zayn with 45. We had Randy Orton with 25. Finn Balor with 5.
Whoa. Damian Priest had 45 points too?
No, because he didn't appear on the press conference.
Oh, yeah.
Yep, that's why. Tiffany Stratton, it's Tiffy time with 40. LA Knight, with 20. Then you had 25 out of Cody Rhodes. You had 40 out of Damian Priest, 15 out of Jey Uso, 35 out of Tama Tonga, 10 out of Punk, and 25 out of Braun Breaker. Which here's what worried me and really won me this pay-per-view, I think, is the fact that Sammy beat Braun Breaker.
Yes.
Because I did not see that coming.
Which a lot of people are not happy with on the internet.
Honestly, I don't think they should be.
No.
And this is where it gets rough because
I get it though.
I get it too.
If he's going to defeat the unstoppable Gunther, why would he lose to Braun Breaker's first PLE match?
Yeah, I get that. And this is where this premium live event draft gets a little bit tricky because I have to separate what I would like to happen and what I need to happen.
Yes.
So I would love to see Braun Breaker as the Intercontinental Champion.
But you're like, no.
I would have lost those points for Sammy. That would have not been great. But Madrox, Money in the Bank was not the only premium live event.
I don't want to talk about it.
Michael Madrox lost NXT Heatwave 40 points to nothing. Absolutely nothing. Shout out to Roxanne Perez. Everyone doubted me. Everyone doubted me when I drafted Roxanne Perez. Even I doubted me because I was like, what the fuck did I draft Roxanne Perez for? But from NXT Heatwave, she netted me an additional 40 points. So with this Cody Rhodes addendum that I just had to make, we are sitting. Michael Madrox has 630 points overall. Dickie Wabash has 525 points overall.
That gap's closing in, sir.
It is. And I said it when I drafted this team. I said, my time is going to shine when it's going to be the back half.
Yes. But we're not even in the back. We're not even mid-half yet.
But my point is, I said that I was going to be a slow start. I'm a slow start.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the tortoise and the hare here. You started out with a sprint. Backlash, you absolutely, because that was the first one. You did. I don't remember what the points were. I'm checking.
It was like 100 and some to like 60.
Yeah, I got 100 I got 100 points. You got 225 points.
Yes.
So you trounced me at Backlash.
Well, you know what the good news is, though?
Please.
SummerSlam is right around the corner.
Why is SummerSlam important, Michael Madrox?
Because after SummerSlam, free draft.
Absolutely. We're going to be doing a free agency draft. We each get 3 picks, bringing our total to 13 people per. I get the first draft pick in the free agency since Madrox got the first pick overall, and I have already shot my shot. I said this weekend who I'm drafting.
Yeah, he did.
But I said it privately.
Lexus King.
You know, call me crazy. I just might. It might be Ethan Page. Who knows?
Ooh. That's
Or
an
it could be.
egotistical move.
Could be the returning Rhea Ripley, who I had originally, that I had to drop because of the injury. Could be Drew McIntyre that I had to drop because of his injury.
You didn't have to drop him. You
But I
chose
did.
to drop him.
Which
Worked out for you in the long run.
I think in the long run, dropping Drew McIntyre was the smart decision.
Yes.
I think it really was because I picked up Liv Morgan.
Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Liv.
Yes.
Because
Now that Mommy's back.
back.
Mommy is back. I don't know, Madrox. What are you thinking outside here? It looks pretty clear to me.
It looks calm so far. Just dark gray skies.
Calm before the storm, man. Calm before the storm. But yeah, man, we're doing this premium live event. We're having a good old time with it. I'm starting to make a comeback. I think SummerSlam is going to be very telling because we were going to do it after SummerSlam because that's going to be able to see. We're going to be able to see more of the landscape of WWE, where we're heading with it, who we would draft, whatever.
You know what's amazing, though?
Please tell me.
We did this just for like bragging rights in between ourselves and content, right?
Yeah.
And now we got people coming up to us talking about how invested they are in watching the PLEs to point it out for us. And
Shout out to Jason V, who told me straight up, he said, Dickie, listen, whenever you first proposed this idea and you explained it to me, I didn't like it. But now I'm in. I'm invested.
Maybe next year we should open it up.
I'd be down. Open it up to a couple more people.
Because I know Zach from Whoop-Ass is very interested in it. V's interested in it. It'd be a little fun contest.
It could be for bragging. We're really just competing for bragging rights. Like, I don't even think that we've said what we're competing for.
No.
I think it's too late at this point to be like, hey, here's what we're competing for. Because that always, to me, that kind of devalues a prize when you come up with it like midway through.
Halfway through it.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll let the fans vote.
No, I think this one's just bragging rights.
Just bragging
Yeah,
rights?
then maybe next time we'll talk about
A little trophy or
get a little trophy
a VHS tape.
Ooh, a VHS tape of
anything you want to get the winner.
Yeah. Record your own custom VHS tape.
Ooh.
Yeah. I want to go to Goodwill and see if I can find an old school VHS camcorder, because I have recently made this weird discovery that
Your sixth toe. I've seen it your whole life, brother.
no, hey, that's 6 more than you have.
That is true.
I can make that joke because he's my friend. Madrox, you know me.
Yes.
I get in these weird.
You would have filmed a whole fucking movie old school VHS camcorder style.
Well, the direction I'm about to go with this actually doesn't have much to do with the VHS camera.
Oh.
I recently found out that old smartphones are very inexpensive on eBay.
Yes.
So that got me thinking, what if I collect every smartphone that I ever had?
I'm going to be the middleman in this, like I always am for your fucking crazy ideas.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you should absolutely do it, but only under the rule where once you get them, it's got to be in like a fucking shadow box, like the history of your phone life.
And then that got me thinking, just old technology in general. Because we know that I already collect VHS tapes off and on. So how cool would it be to have an old school VHS recorded camera? I mean, I just think, fun fact, the first ever quote unquote like movie that I made, which was a Jackass style stunt movie, was filmed on one of those cameras.
All of my backyard shit was done on the little after the VHS size.
Yeah, I know the ones you're talking about.
Yeah.
I had one of those. I
can't think for the life of me what they're called now.
Mini something.
CVs or some
Mini
shit.
Mini DV camera maybe.
I don't know.
It was mini something. But I don't know. I got this random urge of, because that's just what I do. I just sit and I think of weird things to have urges over. I just sit and I'm like, man, old technology would be really cool to collect, because you got to have that time capsule. You know what I mean?
I got to find somebody that can fix a VHS tape.
What's the VA? Oh, you did tell. Have you said this on Spot Show yet?
I have not.
Go ahead and drop this news of what VHS
I
you found.
the Backyard Wrestling edition of Dickie Wabash and Michael Madrox Math Project.
I don't think that this is the tape that I'm in.
This is the tape you were in, sir.
Are you sure? Like, how do you know for a fact?
I am 100% positive that this is the tape Dickie Wabash is in.
Okay, but here's where we gotta be. You're getting, I think, two things mixed up here, because you told the story whenever Travis was on back fucking 50-some episodes ago.
Yeah,
that you did a backyard wrestling match as a math project.
Yes,
I was not there for that.
But we filmed you reffing me and Travis. That was there for that. Everything else on the videotape is clips from other past backyard wrestling tapes.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
It wasn't even supposed to be a math project. We just were lazy and didn't want to do our final exam. So we were like, look at these kendo sticks. They're parallel.
Yeah, you told the story, which I think is one of the craziest things ever, that you passed math because you made a fucking backyard wrestling match.
Hey, dude, wrestling works.
Oh, my God. Man, I think the store might be a bust, brother.
I don't know, dude. It's getting pretty bright out there for how late it is.
Yeah.
Which is a telling sign
Usually,
something bad's going to happen.
Usually when it gets bright, that means that shit is about to hit the fan. But, you know what? We're here. We had pizza. I slammed 4 pieces of crazy bread because that's just what I do. I am, in fact, built different. But yeah, back to the whole old technology thing. Like, I don't know what made me realize it, but I was like, man, that would be a really cool thing to record, because you're just always like looking for nostalgia, but it's like, what different way can you chase that nostalgia?
Absolutely, man.
You know what I mean?
Like, this is what they're doing with like everything now. Like, they're bringing back Street Shark toys.
Yeah.
Like, they're trying to like market everything on nostalgia anymore.
Yeah.
So shout out to them for bringing back our childhood memories unlocked.
Dude, shout out to you for looking at the fucking radar right now on your phone. You are worried.
No, I'm just checking it out because you said it doesn't look like nothing. Now my radar saying it's not going to start till 7.
Hey, there we go. We got pushed back. That means that we got plenty of time to get some
work done.
Some work done. Let's go. But yeah, man, I don't know. I'm going to kind of double back a little bit here to this premium live event thing. So far, I think, because, you know, we're what, 4 shows in at this point? 3, 4 shows? I think that we have a pretty good idea of where things are going with it. So with that being said, do you have any regrets with your team?
Uncle Howdy. I see him more being a weekly episodic character than a strong pay-per-view style.
Yeah.
I think that's... Who else do I got on my team that hasn't made me any points yet?
Sheamus.
Oh, Sheamus. No, Sheamus is out there doing his shit, though. And he quit wearing the biker trunk, so hopefully he gets the push.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see. Obviously, for me, I think my biggest regret is it's got to be Grayson Waller and Austin Theory. I don't.
You were so happy to draft them.
Because I was looking at it, and I'm like, hey, how could they just not do anything with tag team champions?
Brand new tag team champions.
Exactly. They've done nothing with them. And like, I'm really happy that DIY are tag champs. I like Gargano and Ciampa, but I'm just looking at it and
At the same time, dude, you got to look at Mania the week after that SmackDown. The first SmackDown after Mania, they get the new tag team titles and like, okay, here we go. Tag team wrestling's back, baby.
And then it wasn't.
Didn't do fucking shit
It
with
was
him.
back until it wasn't.
Didn't do fucking shit with him.
At all.
No.
None at all. So I think that was probably my biggest regret, or is my biggest regret, because, again, it's not even the matter of that they've gotten me no points. It's just that they dropped the belts on SmackDown, and I never got the championship points for them.
Never.
Because, like, look at what happened with you, because that's what got you your substantial lead, and I stand by it, is Jade Cargill and Bianca being double champs, like, you know, tag team champs. They were both, you were getting double champion points. You were getting like 80 points from both of them, like, total.
Yeah.
So it's like, fuck me, dude. Like,
they're going back for the titles, apparently. So
Oh, wonderful.
We'll see how that goes, since they haven't got me nothing in the past 2 PLEs.
Mm-hmm. Boy, but when they first did, though, they got you something.
They were coming out hot and swinging, man.
Yes, they absolutely were. Hey, talking about hot and swinging, we are just sitting here. We're riding the non-existent storm out. We're just sitting here. But I think that we talk a little bit about our wonderful, wonderful 4th of July weekend after we hear a word from our sponsors. This episode is brought to you by patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Hey, you there, listening to this. Here's what you need to do. You need to go to patreon.com/MadBash Studios. Not only is it the best way to support MadBash Studios, but it is home of dozens and dozens of hours of exclusive content. Not only are you going to get early access to MadBash Studios podcasts, Spot Show, and Enough of This, but you are going to get exclusive behind-the-scenes photos, videos, exclusive shows, such as Paid Show, such as Untitled Wrestling Commentary Show, and, of course, Past Bash. For less than a cup of coffee a month, you can head on over to patreon.com/MadBash Studios, where every piece of content is unapologetically creative. This episode of the Spot Show podcast is also brought to you by Elite Pro Wrestling. Here's the thing about Elite Pro Wrestling, right? You have them to thank for the Spot Show podcast in many different ways. Elite Pro Wrestling gave MadBash Studios our first opportunity when we decided to come back into the wrestling business. So Elite Pro Wrestling is one of the OG backers. We love Elite Pro Wrestling so much. They are putting on incredible shows every single month. You should absolutely be there, whether it be in Odin, Indiana, Washington, Indiana. We would love to see you in the crowd there at Elite Pro Wrestling for every single thing that you need to know about EPW. Head on over to EliteProfessionalWrestling.com. There you are going to find dates, events, links, everything that you need to know about EPW. Thank you so much for being a day one sponsor, EPW. We very much appreciate it. Michael Tiberius Madrox.
Tiberius?
I think I've made up like 7 different last
Middle
names
names.
for you. Or, sorry, middle names. What a weekend
A great fucking weekend.
that the Mad Bash boys had. Here's the thing. We love wrestling. We love our wrestling shows. We love our wrestling weekends. We love to get together with all the brothers during these wrestling weekends. But sometimes you get a little bit of a break ski. You get a weekend where there is no wrestling.
Except for PLEs.
Except for PLEs that you end up watching. This weekend just so happened to fall on the 4th of July weekend. Now, granted, 4th of July was a Thursday, but I'm an American.
For it.
I'm an American, and I have to work on the 4th of July. So why not we wait until Saturday and just do it?
And we had some good company as well, sir.
Had a little 4th of July shindig is what we're getting at here, man. Shout out to the Clydesdale himself. Clayton Clark was here. We had the best ring announcer in the Midwest. Mr. Jeremy Hamilton was here.
We had the fabulous Jason V.
Yes, we did. But who else did we have here, Madrox?
Oh, dude, I know. The best up-and-coming referee in professional wrestling in the Midwest. We had little Logan Madrox.
Yeah, he's sitting here on the couch just kind of looking at us. He's just, we're going to get to you in a minute, Logan. Don't you worry. Shout out to Cecil Cerveza.
Yeah,
Cecil
baby.
Cerveza came to the party. You know what I mean?
All the way from Danville? Is that where he's living right
Danville,
now?
Dominican Republic. Yeah, shout out to him.
Even though he had to work, he still made the travel.
Well, I mean, when you're a worker, you always got to work. You know what I mean? But here's the thing. I love these weekends where we can just all get together and we can do something and we're not tied down to just the fact that we're at a wrestling show. Because when you're at a wrestling show, I mean, obviously there is this camaraderie, there's this brotherhood.
But there's also the work.
Like, you need to focus on, this person needs me to film this, or I got to go over this spot with this person or whatever. So, or, just whatever. So you don't really get time to kind of sit back and relax
as much as you want to.
I mean, you can if you want to. It's just a matter of how you want to handle being at a show. But this weekend, man, we were able to have some of the brothers over. Shout out to Jeremy Hamilton, because that man makes an incredible pasta salad.
I didn't eat it.
And it was so good. You don't eat anything that has the word salad in it. Why is that?
All right, dude. So, growing up as a poor little Madrox, right? My stepdad used to work at a produce plant here in Terre Haute before it closed down.
Yeah.
So, his money he made at work went to the bills. So, we didn't have money for food. So, I went from 2 to 3 years old just eating fruit and vegetables all the time that he'd bring home from fucking work. So now I can't look or smell a vegetable again in my life.
Is this for shoot?
This is for shoot, dude.
You've never told me this.
Yeah.
So that explains why you have an aversion to veggies and
I
fruits.
can't do anything green or the word salad, dude.
Wow.
Because when you eat it every day growing up just to survive, it's horrible.
See, I thought that it was just this bit that you were doing of where it's like, oh, anything with the word salad in it, I won't be doing. He's trying to be a contrarian or whatever. But I did not
spell
know
that word, so I am not that.
Contrarian?
Yes.
But anyway, had some burgers, had some brats. Cecil Cerveza
We had wings too, brother.
We did have wings earlier in the day. Cecil Cerveza ate no less than 3 brats and 2 burgers. That is a shoot. Earlier in the day,
These
we had
not little brats either.
No, these were some pretty sizable brats. Earlier in the day, we had a little bit of swim action going on. You know what I mean?
A little hot tub ski.
Little hot tub action. We, there's that old story of where Vince McMahon, who, again, McMahon disclaimer, he would do his booking around the pool. And we had a little Jason V seminar around the pool.
In the pool.
In the pool, even. Because, that's the thing with V, is that every time you're around him, it almost always turns into a seminar.
Everything that man does in his life is a seminar. The whole, Bane Stephanie AI image. When I told him about that, I was like, dude, you're like Miss Cleo. I was like, all we got to do is get you a muumuu, a headdress, and a 900 number.
Pretty much.
And he's like, I have 2 of those, surprisingly. And I was like, let me guess, the 900 number and the muumuu. And he's like, yes, headdress is all I need.
1-900 Jason V.
Yes.
1-900-909-9900. What were we doing? What was it? Was it elite commentary or was it something? And I went 1-900-909.
That was elite commentary.
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember. I'd say so much dumb shit.
We always have a mic in front of us anymore.
Yeah. No shit. We have made ourselves very busy boys. But yeah, we just had nothing major. You know what I mean? We just so happened that we were getting together on the day of Money in the Bank. So we turned on Money in the Bank, had Money in the Bank going on in the background.
As we played a little Cards Against Humanity.
We did play some Cards Against Humanity, and they're still out here on my table because I've got a couple of expansions. So Cards Against Humanity can be a bit of a hassle. Just cards in general, you know what I mean?
Any game with a large group of people.
Yeah, it was a little bit tough. Whenever you're at a party and you're playing a game, you kind of got to be sure that everyone's on the same page, because there's like conversations going on with people that are not playing the game with people that are playing the game,
Yes.
and you can get kind of lost in translation a little bit sometimes.
It
but
slows everything down, that's for sure. But in our defense, I feel like the women were ganging up on us.
they defeated us so much because their points total, like, I don't know if they just tapped into it and they just figured out the sense of humor of everyone at the table, or what.
I think they teamed up by picking the non-funniest answers, just because they know that was each one of them.
Yeah,
because they're not as funny as we are.
I disagree, man. They had some really, really well timed.
Some did.
Yeah, I'll tell you who actually surprised me. And we're going to probably be like, no, not we, you are going to be judged because you allowed your son to play this game. Little Logan Madrox actually scored a lot of points in Cards Against Humanity.
I think he got 5 or 6 before we quit.
Yeah, something like that. You were on the fast track to almost win that game, but
That's his first time playing too. Horrible.
Yeah. Horrible. Man, I just didn't have a good draw, I think was my issue.
I think we're going to have to bring up the Uno right now and teach this kid a lesson in life.
I'm not even that good at Uno, man.
Really?
Never been good at Uno. And I don't even really like Uno.
What?
Yeah, it's fine.
Get out of my house.
This is mine. But I don't know. I don't know. I just didn't grow up playing it. You know what I mean?
What'd you grow up playing, though?
Man, what did I grow up playing? I was a big board game kid growing up. I really liked Monopoly, believe it or not. My parents and I played a lot of Monopoly, a lot of Clue. I was a really big fan of Yahtzee. We played a lot of Yahtzee.
Can I tell you something?
Yeah.
I've never played Clue in my life.
Dude, it's fun.
I've never played it.
Look at Logan shaking his head over there. Logan, are you a fan of Clue? Yeah. You know they can't hear you shake your head.
Yeah, I like Clue.
I like Clue.
He never lets me down. He never lets me down. Logan, you know you're the best, right?
Speaking of Logan, for those that don't know, torn rotator cuff.
Yeah, let's talk about that a little bit. So, shout out to Dalton Davis. I hope that he's speedily recovering with his injury. But Dalton Davis is not the only MadBash boy that is out with an injury right now. So why don't you fill the people in at home, Logan? What do you got going on with you?
I tore my rotator cuff on the 4th of July because I was jumping on a trampoline and my arm caught the net and it yanked it up super fast, and apparently it tore something. So
He was showing off for the little girls. He's showing off for the little girls.
why do you gotta make everything weird? And I wasn't. I was jumping on the trampoline by myself.
That's even sadder.
As
jumping
they
on a
watched.
trampoline by yourself. So what exactly did you do on the trampoline that caused you to get hurt?
I was just jumping, and then I wasn't paying attention, and the net got my arm. I didn't even do any tricks. I was just jumping.
There it is. He wasn't paying attention. Here's the crazy thing about this is that you were just simply jumping on a trampoline, not doing anything at all. Meanwhile, your dad and I did some insanely stupid things on trampolines whenever we were your age, and we never got hurt. So how does that make you feel?
That I'm unlucky.
Pretty much.
Very unlucky.
He ain't got the backbone we did, Dickie.
No.
How many trampolines did we go through in our childhood?
Oh, I went through, not necessarily...
Not actually through.
No.
I know. Replace.
I know exactly what you mean. I only had one trampoline, but I had 2 or 3 nets. Or not nets,
the mats.
Mats.
Whatever you call them.
What do you call that?
I don't know.
The trampoline, because it's just the trampoline frame and then the trampoline, I guess.
Yeah. I never even thought about that.
Yeah,
I know it's probably a thing, but what is
bouncy
it?
part, the trampoline part. Logan, do you know?
No, I think it's just a mat.
But it's not a mat, though. Yeah, look this
We
up.
gotta Google this shit because this is bothering me right now.
Yeah. By the way, talking about like not knowing what a word is, I have danced around the word disclaimer for fucking 2 months because we always, anytime we talk about Benoit or McMahon, we say the Benoit McMahon disclaimer, but I never knew what the word disclaimer was. I always forgot the word disclaimer, so I would say shit like parable or something, and that's not the right uses for the word parable.
Well,
but,
are you boys ready for this?
yes, please.
They are called trampoline replacements.
Just trampoline replacements.
I feel like it should have like a better name than that.
I feel like that there is a name, though. Is there not?
I guess not.
Man, dude, there's gotta be, right?
It's just called the trampoline mat, dude. I swear to God. I even went to this website where it breaks down every little part of the thing.
Damn.
And like everything on a trampoline is called trampoline blah, trampoline mat, trampoline springs, trampoline frame, trampoline ladder, trampoline net, trampoline enclosure, trampoline pads. It's
trampoline.
Like, what the hell?
Why do I feel like you don't see many trampolines anymore?
Actually, homeowner's insurance.
Really?
Yeah, because it's so much if like you don't have a fence around your house and you put a trampoline up and a kid comes and gets hurt in your yard.
Yeah.
You can get sued for a hell of a lot of money nowadays.
Oh, absolutely. Like, especially if that kid is little Logan Madrox and he...
That's what you're doing. You're suing. Whose trampoline was it?
Yeah, you should sue. Don't actually say their name.
Don't actually say their name.
Yeah, don't actually say their name.
Not until we're in the court.
Yes. But I think that... Because that was the big thing when I wanted to buy my trampoline as a kid and do and not even necessarily because it was backyard wrestling, but it was just because of like, no, you're not buying a trampoline. It's going to hurt you. But your eyes just got real big.
I was just thinking, like, I hate to say this, but Frank Tank,
shout out,
had the best trampoline for backyard wrestling ever.
And then he sold it.
Yes.
And then I had to buy another one.
You remember the square one?
Yes.
That was perfect for backyard wrestling.
I loved it. That was the trampoline that we started using.
Is it?
Yeah.
Travis went through the side rails of that one time.
Yeah, he did. I'll never forget whenever we first started our backyard wrestling company. You were like walking into the backyard and he was just like, leave us alone. This is our league. And you just look at him and you go, it's not a league. It's a like a federation, a fed, or something like that.
He thought we were just there to beat the shit out of you guys.
Yeah,
that
for
wasn't
no
the
reason.
Case.
And then like he was so scared of you guys, and I'm just like, dude, he's not gonna do anything. Like he's just here to like encourage us.
Yeah, like I hadn't had no ill intent towards you guys, whatever. I thought it was like kind of funny you guys like worshipped us and thought we were big shots.
Yeah, we really did. But man, so back to Logan here for a minute. Looking back now, as someone who is probably on trampolines a lot more than we are, and I shouldn't really be asking you this. I'm probably asking your dad this. I'm just going to go ahead and ask you. From firsthand experience, would you say that if that net was not there, you would not be as hurt as you are now?
Yeah.
Because the net always seemed like the fucking worst. Like the net always seemed like you would get hurt more on the net.
I sent my brother through the net once.
Cool.
We were wrestling and I football tackled him and he went through the net.
Yeah.
And
or finish your thought before you give your dad back the microphone.
He's done. He's
just like saying, yeah, I'm done. But I'm trying to think of like this.
We don't say football tackle though, brother. That's a gore.
Yeah, that's a spear or a gore. Do you understand? You need to learn your terminology, kid. What's the worst that you ever got hurt backyard wrestling?
I honestly can't say I had a worst injury backyard.
I don't think
wrestling.
I did either.
Like we did stupid shit, but like it was all fun and games and like willingly.
Like it was, but I mean, even though it was fun and games and willingly, I mean, there could still be an accident.
I mean, countless super glue with like gigging spots or using a light tube wrong, but like.
See, I never used light tubes or anything.
We did them a couple times, but like other than that, like doing thumbtacks and shit. It's like, oh,
It's
cool.
not- yeah,
After my
thumbtacks
match,
work,
we're
yeah.
just going to sit around and pick each other's thumbtacks out and laugh about the counts. Like,
Yeah, but the funny thing about that is that we say that thumbtacks really aren't that, but it's like we're not doing them on a wrestling mat, which you've done on a wrestling mat,
Yeah.
right? So, but with a trampoline, there's a lot more give. So it's like you're just kind of like, that hurt a little bit.
yes.
So what I'm saying is, backyard wrestling is more safe than professional wrestling. That's pretty much what I'm getting at here. Apparently so.
Either that or we're just so young and stupid to feel pain.
I don't know. That's a good question, because I always felt like, still to this day, feel like I'm a bit of a wuss when it comes to pain.
See, like, when we were in the backyard, we had it, like, it had to be real. That's the only way to make it look real. So, like, we were taking, like, aluminum ball bats and just beating the shit out of each other in the head with
And like
them.
not pulling your punches or
like,
anything.
we didn't know how to work.
Yeah. Oh, that's funny.
We'd pop in a Best of Backyard Wrestling DVD and be like, okay, so then we got to set it on fire and then dip it in gasoline and then cover it in shards of glass and then hit each other with it.
It's like, and
We're
we
doing
know,
it wrong.
It's like, we know that wrestling is fake, so this obviously isn't going to hurt us, so let's just go do it.
Yeah. Like, dude, we would take fucking pile drivers from Travis Weir on buckets and CO2 takes. Like, we didn't know anything about tucking a chin.
Do you sometimes feel... This is a weird question. It makes sense in my head to me, and maybe it won't when I say it, or maybe it will. Do you sometimes feel like that we were born in the wrong generation in terms of... How do I word this? In terms of, like, access to... like good video editing or good video recording or uploading matches for YouTube or stuff like that?
I feel like in that aspect, yes. Just for the simple fact, like, we didn't know anything about this. YouTube wasn't a thing until, like, high school, like, and not everyone could upload to YouTube at the time. But, like, in the aspect of the wrestling, I think we were born in the perfect time. Because we were at the tail end of the holy shit, everything's got to be kayfabe. You can't talk about wrestling school to, hey, this is out there, come do this. If that makes sense.
Yeah, I sometimes wonder about that, of like where I would be in terms of content. Like if that stuff was easy and well, first of all, it's never easy. Let me just say that right there.
No.
Let me back that up. It's easier than it was, because I mean, fuck, we didn't even have a camera to record our backyard wrestling matches, and they weren't uploaded to the internet because where the fuck are we going to upload them to? And I mean, sometimes, you know, it's kind of a blessing and a curse in a way, because like, oh, thank God our past isn't coming to haunt us.
I wish we had it.
But at the same time, I wish we had it. But there's a double-edged sword to that, because just because we would have access to it at the time of like being able to upload it to YouTube doesn't mean that we're always going to have it. I refer you to the CWF footage that is now gone.
Yes.
From like one of our best time periods in indie wrestling. Or not best, I should say the most fun that we had together in indie wrestling. But yeah, I sometimes look at it and I'm like, man, a lot of people don't realize like truly how easy they have it and how good they have it.
But at the same time, that double-edged sword, back then, if you uploaded something, you got more eyes on your product instantly, because there's not a lot of stuff on YouTube at the time.
But now
it's oversaturated as fuck.
Which, I mean, granted, we're in a place now where we're making content and it's easy to upload it, but it's that idea of like, do you think that if things were a little bit different, we would have had a bit of a head start? Which obviously I think that we would.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, I look back at these people.
Look at Mr. Beast and shit.
Yeah. I look back at these people that are like the YouTube people, you know, and it's like, man, they got it, what felt like such an early start on things. And we had all the capabilities of it, but we just didn't do it.
I didn't know how. Like, my camera that we recorded our backyard shit on didn't even have hookups for a computer.
But that's where I say that when I say the wrong generation, because I think I kind of contradicted myself by saying that we do have this stuff, but you got to look at it though. Whenever we were, let's say for the sake of this, Logan's age, we didn't have as easy of access to that stuff because yes, again, my camera didn't have even fucking hookups to connect to the computer, you know?
Yeah.
Meanwhile, I can literally take my camera right now that we use to make all of our content, pop it out, boom, put it in. It's on the computer in 2 minutes.
I remember, this is going to age me as a motherfucker, okay?
Please.
I remember
where we've
the
gone.
old Radio Shack leaflets that used to come in the papers.
Mm-hmm.
And there was like, when YouTube first started blowing up, they're like, oh, buy this creator kit. And it was like a box you would hook into your camcorder that would feed AV jacks to another box that would have to hook into your computer, and then you'd have to play the tape while this was recording this digitally, and then like it was all this shit. Like now you just have to hit a button to post something to YouTube.
It's crazy to think about. And like another thing with like recording and technology and stuff that I find super duper fucking crazy is think about this for a minute. You're a kid, let's say you're Logan's age. Let's just stick with that 12, 13.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go younger. Let's go a little bit younger. Let's say that you're like 7 or 8. You know, you go on the trip and it's the stereotype of dad's got the camera on his shoulder and he's holding it and he's filming the family vacation. It's like, here we are at fucking insert popular destination here. And it's like you look back on all these memories of like, hey, there's the vacation and all this other stuff. That essentially was proto vlogging.
Yeah.
And then now when you see someone filming their every fucking move, you look at them and you're like,
why are you doing this?
Why are you doing this? This is fucking stupid. So it's that weird thing of where that was almost the norm, more so back in the day whenever this stuff wasn't as prevalent.
Yeah, when it was more personal.
And like, I think that there's tapes of my first ever trip to Disney, or, we a weekend at the lake and dad brings the camcorder, or Christmas mornings. And it's crazy.
I didn't get a fucking video recorder in my house until like 2004.
But you know what I'm talking about though, right? Like you see it,
like even like VHS tapes. Like we used to go to yard sales and people like have boxes of VHS tapes. And we'd buy them and then come home and there'd be like blank ones. And it's like someone's fucking vacation or someone's bar mitzvah. It's like, what?
Even back then, VHS tapes seemed very antiquated. Did they not?
What's that mean?
Like old, like antiquated means that it's like old.
Oh, yeah,
It's
like old
just,
style, yeah.
Just like a crazy way of saying old, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
they seem more like 8-track than cutting edge CD, if that makes sense.
I get that. And dude, I remember like there was just always something about them that just felt like this isn't the be all and end all.
And then they took up so much damn space.
It's so weird. Now we look at our technology that we have, and it really does feel like that we've reached the be all and end all. And you look at it and it's like, where do we go from here? How do we go from here? But meanwhile, you look back in the day with a tape and it's like, oh, we can easily go somewhere from this. But like that and that's what's weird. Technology is weird, man. I could go another fucking hour talking about technology.
Speaking of VHSs, I just got to ask.
Yes.
What kind of family were you? Did you have the VCR where after you were done watching a movie, you would just stop it and hit rewind to rewind it back forth? Or would you be the fancy family and eject that damn sumbitch and put it in the auto rewinder?
Oh, we never had an
next to
auto
it?
rewinder. We never had an auto rewinder.
I was a poor boy, but that was my lap of luxury. Just take the tape out, stick it in the other one, and start watching an instant one instantly.
No, we never had. I was a stickler about rewinding VHS tapes because I would forget to do it, and then I would go to watch again and be like, God damn it, I forgot. Now I got to sit here and rewind.
Speaking of that, Walmart's carrying this Terrifier 2 exclusive VHS tape.
Yep.
And as one of the added horror features of the VHS tape, it comes fully played through. You have to rewind it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
Why is it seems like that horror and VHS go hand in hand?
Just that old granny tracking, dude.
It's got to be.
Hand in hand, dude. That whole visual effect for it.
Man, how did we get on technology, man? We were talking about our 4th of July party.
Hey, we were a few pit stops along the way.
Just a few pit stops along the way.
But anyway, nice fireworks.
Yeah, we had really not great fireworks. To give you a bit of an update here on this storm that's rolling in, it's getting a little dark out there now, Madrox.
It is.
Man, I wonder if we're going to get blown away. There's only one way to find out.
I want to go to Munchkin Land.
And that's on Paid Show, which is going to be coming around the corner. Those of you on the $5 tier over on the Patreon, we're going to be rolling into Paid Show. This was just kind of a let's turn the mics on and conversate podcast. You know, not everyone needs to have, you know, this big grandiose review or we need to do any of that. You know, sometimes it's just easy to get on here.
This is bare bone basics for you guys. A little throwback.
Because we do, like, full transparency, we do feel kind of rushed right now because of these storms. We want to get the podcast done, be sure that we can continue, because honestly I feel like we let everyone down a couple of weeks ago there was no Paid Show. We were a little bit late on the podcast. We're just doing our best to try to do right by you guys, which is what we always try to do here at MadBash Studios. Listen, we're going to go ahead and get off here. You can, of course, find me on Instagram at DW_mischievous rabbit. Michael Madrox, you can get a hold of him at 1-900-909-9900. For those of you that are on the Patreon, we're going to be rolling into Paid Show. MadBashStudios.com. That's your one-stop shop for everything Mad Bash. So we're going to go ahead and get off here, and we will see you down the road on some form of content.